Oh, hi, this is Tish. And I am live now, as live as I'll ever be. I just wanted to do a quick YouTube live because this is a very stormy and volatile week ahead. We have, as of 3 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, the sun in Taurus is going to square Saturn in Aquarius, and the first time they've squared one another since the beginning of the 90s, approximately in would have been, I guess, April of 91. So this is a big deal, and this feels very held back, very restrictive. Saturn is the planet of restrictions and boundaries, and is the authority figure of the zodiac. And it now recently entered the fixed air sign of Aquarius, where in ancient astrology, Saturn ruled Aquarius, and in modern astrology, Uranus is the modern ruler. But nonetheless, it's in the sign it rules, but it's not as harsh and as karmic as in Capricorn. And we're still all dealing with this narrative that we began the year with several planets, more than we'll ever see again in our lifetime, all met up in the sign of Capricorn the first couple of weeks of January. And on January 12th, Saturn and Pluto met up at the world axis, which is 22 degrees of a cardinal sign. And Mercury and Pluto were also closely conjunct. And the nodes of fate, the south node of karma, was also in Capricorn at that time. It's a lot of Capricorn, and Jupiter is in its fall. It expands the narrative. And so why am I saying all of this? Well, because we've been in a year of mass change on a global level, permanent collapses of old structures and old traditions, but we're finding new ways to do things, and a new value system, and how to globally charge ahead. And we have no choice. And today it will not feel fun because the sun is squaring Saturn. So we're feeling the restrictions that have been implemented since the beginning of the year, and we're all feeling in a big way. But also, it impels us to move ahead because we have no choice, and we grow through adversity and not through comfort. And if this is a week to remind us, then this is the week to remind us that that's the case. And we have a very fertile new moon in Taurus that takes place on April 22nd. It's going to fall at 3 degrees of Taurus, and that falls at 10:26 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That new moon chart has Sagittarius rising, therefore Jupiter, the grand benefic, rules the chart, and Venus rules the sign of Taurus. Jupiter is currently in that dance with Pluto. They met up on April 4th, and they're also mirroring what happened at the beginning of the year when Saturn and Pluto met up at 22 degrees of Capricorn. They met up on April 4th at 24 degrees of Capricorn. So again, close to the world axis. That's hopefully about transformation and expanding through endings and change, but also it's honoring the wounds we all feel and the loss we all feel, and transmuting that energy, because it's been a very heavy year and a very painful year for all of us in one way or another. So this Saturn Sun conjunction certainly doesn't have me for a loss of words, because I'm rambling about 15 minutes on one sentence. So it is a charged week, though, and it's a really good new moon for creating what you want to manifest. The moon is exalted in Taurus, and it's very creative, but it's conjunct Uranus, which is the wild card. It's the unpredictable planet of the zodiac, and it's really tapping into the ingenuity and creativity. And Saturn briefly entered Aquarius until July 2nd, and that's ruled by Uranus, and that's about community, and that's about finding connection in a very disconnected world, and re-emphasizing the meaning of connection for all of us in this time. Hopefully, we're all going through a real existential analysis about how disconnected we've become and how reconnected can become. And this is a time of reinvention, right? And as much as it is about invention, it's reinvention of ourselves and about the world we're in. The world is permanently changed, but we're adjusting to a new world, and and the creativity that will be mustered by that. And I think this is a very creative week, although a very chaotic one where a lot of people will be feeling very pissed off this week as they did last. And over the new moon weekend, Pluto is also stationing retrograde this week. We feel it 5 days before and 5 days after. So it's going to retrograde on Saturday, the 25th. But that day, Mercury in Aries, which is very combative and blunt, is going to square Pluto in Capricorn. And that can be some major power playing, major arguments, major endings. And also a lot of hidden truths can get uncovered and secrets get uncovered. But it's going to be an intense week like last week was. And so what you want to do is, that's a great aspect for research, great for delving into new parts of your own business and having the creative energy to tap into it, the insight and innovation with Saturn and Aquarius, and the wherewithal with all this Taurus energy to really be steadfast and focused in what you do and give it your all. So wish you a lot of luck and take care. All right, thanks. Bye-bye.